5 luxury items I almost sold but so glad I didn't, and why. One of these items taught me an important lesson, and it may come as a bit of a shock to you that I even considered selling it. So stay tuned for the whole video to find out which item it is. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Today's video is a bit of an anti-declutter video. I feel like decluttering is so trending at the moment that so many people are just considering selling off so many things and having a very minimalistic collection. But that made me think there are certain items that I'm actually really glad that I didn't end up selling. You guys know that I've been on this decluttering and curating my collection journey for a few years now, so that I always have a very well edited luxury collection that is practical for my lifestyle. So for the most part, once I make a decision to let something go, I'm generally happy with that decision. But these are the items I'm really glad that I didn't let go. I thought this might be good to share with you guys as well, so that we don't just get really swept up in the hype of decluttering, because that is what we hear all the time. It's just as bad as buying something trendy just because it's trending, to sell things just because decluttering and having a very minimalistic collection is the trending thing at the moment. The first item is my Louis Vuitton agenda in the monogram in the PM size. I bought this a few years ago because it was just so cute, and I thought it would be the perfect handbag size where I can just carry it everywhere with me, so I can be planning my days wherever I am, whether it be at work, whether I'm out shopping. It'll fit into most bags that are not too mini. I even had it hot stamped with my Korean name initials EJ, but soon I realized this is just way too small for me to plan anything in. I don't have any inserts in it at the moment because it's just something that I haven't been using in the few years. I used to always keep a notebook in there, so it's still in there. As you can see, the papers will be so tiny. It's just impossible to write anything substantial in it. So soon after I bought it, I regretted not getting a larger size. And you guys know that I ended up purchasing the GM size agenda. I went from one extreme to the other. I was so disappointed with how little I could use this agenda that I went all out and went for the largest size. And this has been so useful. I use it every single day to plan everything in my life. Even though this is not so portable, I don't mind, because I realized I usually use my diaries at home anyway. And if I want to take this with me, I can just carry a larger tote bag. So once I started using the GM size every single day, I thought the PM is really redundant. I am now never going to use this one. So I really thought about letting this go. And I talked about this in one of my previous videos, and I'm so glad I shared that in that video, because a couple of you guys reached out to me and told me that I could actually convert this into a passport holder, which I haven't done yet, but I thought that is such a clever idea. I actually really like Louis Vuitton's travel accessories. The passport holder is no exception. I just think there is just something really heritage about having monogram pieces for traveling. So apparently you can remove this whole metal ring bar and convert it into a notebook cover, so that you could just have your passport in it. I'm guessing like so. There is even a slip pocket there, so it's just perfect to keep your passport in there. And it's even got the card slots, so this could be the perfect travel wallet. So when a couple of you guys pointed that out to me, it was a light bulb moment. I thought that was the most genius idea ever. I think this is even a better option than getting a passport holder from Louis Vuitton, because the passport holders are just a bifold style with no snap closure or anything, so you can just open, whereas this one has a security of a snap closure as well. In terms of price point too, I believe this will be at a similar price point as the actual passport holder anyway, so I'm thinking this will even be a better choice for some people. The only reason I haven't really converted it yet is because, let's be honest, I haven't been able to go anywhere overseas with a very small baby, but baby C is turning 1 in a couple of months, and we are gonna be brave and try and plan a holiday to Bali. Everyone tells me Bali is the ultimate destination for families with very young children. Anyway, that's in the works. Whenever that happens, I am going to use this as my passport holder and a travel wallet. So if you guys have any tips on how to safely remove this metal bar, do let me know in the comments. I would love to get some tips, because just looking at it now, I'm not even sure how I would manage that. But anyway, that is the first item that I almost sold, but I'm so glad that I kept in my collection. The next item is gonna come as no no surprise to those of you who watch my videos regularly, and it is of course my Hermes Mini Evelyn in the gold Clemence leather with the gold hardware. I bought this bag about 3 years ago when my lifestyle was vastly different. Since it is such a well-priced handbag from Hermes, considering the handbag prices these days, it is a pretty in-demand bag, so I had to wait quite a while to get it from my Sydney Hermes boutique. So when I first got it, I was ecstatic that I ended up getting my hands on this one, but I soon found that this bag silhouette was just way too casual for the way that I dress, so I never really used it. And I talked about this in a previous declutter with me video a couple of years ago, and again a few of you guys commented in that video that if I ever have children in the future, this may become a very useful bag in that life stage. I clearly remember a comment from a fellow YouTuber, Hello Catwalk City. Hi Hannah, thank you for your comment. I don't know if I got to reply to everyone in that video, but I clearly remember reading your comment. You advised me if I ever plan on having children in the future that you think I would really make the use out of this bag, and you are totally right. By the way, if you don't follow Hannah, she has a fabulous YouTube channel all about mindful consumption of luxury, which I am totally on board with as well. So do check out her videos. I'll leave her channel linked down below. Anyway, you are totally right. Since I had baby C, I've been using this bag on a daily basis basically. It is such an easy bag to throw on and go. It fits all my essentials. It doesn't fit a lot because it has such a slim profile, but I don't carry a lot with me, and the casual look really works for my lifestyle at the moment. And it is in my favorite Hermes color, gold. It goes with my entire wardrobe. It is also a bag that would have been really hard to replace if I let it go, because again, it is a very well priced bag for Hermes that to get one of these bags from the boutique, you always have to wait. So this is a bag that I really foresee myself getting a lot of use out of, at least for the next few years. Next up, I have another item from Louis Vuitton, and it is the Nice BB, which is a travel toiletry bag that I got about 4 or 5 years ago. This was a little bit of a hyped purchase. The toiletry pouches, the cosmetic pouches, the travel pouches was such a trendy thing at the time on YouTube that I came across so many YouTubers buying this Nice BB, and I remember thinking it looks so stunning. And I remember at that time, probably around 2018, 2019, this Nice BB was always sold out at Louis Vuitton boutiques. So this was another item that I felt so lucky to have found. Also at the time, the price point was really fair on this one. I believe I paid about 1,100 Australian dollars, and a very similar Nice luggage piece was retailing around 4,000 Australian dollars. This one was really at a fraction of the cost of that one. So of course I ended up getting this, but after I bought this, I found myself never really using this as a travel toiletry bag, mainly because of the shape of it. It is quite bulky and boxy that it's sometimes a little awkward to fit in your hard-sided suitcases. It takes up a lot of room, and it's just not a very practical shape to carry inside a luggage bag. So I found myself always using my good old Peter Alexander toiletry bag that is waterproof, has zippers, and it's got a lot of compartments. It's even got a little hook so you can hang it on the shower doors. So I continued using my very affordable toiletry bag. So I almost regretted getting this, and then fast forward a couple of years, I found a new use for this. I started using this as a vanity case on my actual vanity, so not as a travel piece, but my at-home vanity pretty piece that can house all my extra makeup that I don't use every single day. So now it's become a little bit of my vanity decor, and I'm really happy with it because it really makes my vanity feel a lot more luxurious, and I really love how it elevates my space. This has all the extra bits and pieces that I only occasionally use, like the extra eyeshadow palettes and the lipsticks I don't use every single day. That reminds me, I am still on a hunt for a good organizer for this one so I can have everything organized, but I am so glad that I found a good use for this piece because it is such a beautiful piece, and I was so close to letting it go. As you guys know, I sold all my toiletry pouches from Louis Vuitton in the monogram. I had the whole trio, the size 26, 19 and 15, and I never really ended up using any of them, so I let them go. So this was actually the next one on the chopping block, but I'm really glad that I kept it in my collection because I found a great new use for it. Next on our list is an Hermes bag, and it is a very special Hermes bag. it was my very first Hermes bag that I got from Paris back in 2019 from the mothership store, the FSH store, while I was traveling in Paris with my bestie. You guys know the whole story if you watched my story time and unboxing. And it is none other than my Birkin size 30 in the black with the palladium hardware. This leather is a little bit of a unique leather. I don't know if Hermes does this leather anymore, but at the time the sales associate told me that it is a new leather that they're doing. It is very similar to Swift. It's called Veau Jonathan. The Jonathan leather. It's this beautiful, supple, luxurious, smooth leather. Anyway, I talked about this bag in a number of videos that it is going to be my forever bag because it has such a sentimental value to it. It brings back so many beautiful memories. My bestie and I had the best time in Paris, and at the time I was just starting to get a little bit interested in Hermes, but I really didn't have much idea about the different sizes, the different bag styles. I knew that there were the Birkins and the Kellys that were the most coveted, but I didn't really know as much as I do now. So when I started getting into, you know, you could call it my Hermes journey here in Sydney after I bought this bag in Paris, I was getting a little bit lured into the hype of the smaller sized bags. So I started really chasing the smaller Birkin, the size 25. So when I started to really want the size 25, I remember looking at this going, this is such a big bag, and I don't know if I love this size as much as I would love a size 25. So for a moment there, I thought about letting this bag go. And this is that important lesson that I learned from not letting this go. I think I was going to sell it for the wrong reasons if I sold it. I think I would have sold this because I thought I didn't love this size as much, just because the size 25 was the trending size at the time. And I think it is still the most popular size to get the size 25, but I'm really starting to appreciate the size 30 again after owning a few size 25s today. Don't get me wrong, I love the size 25. It's so cute. It looks adorable, but there is just something so chic and Birkin about this bag. I feel like the size 30 is just more what a Birkin silhouette should be like. It's more relaxed, it's more casual, it's so easygoing. You can just swing it to the crook of your arm. I am just so glad I held on to this one and not sold it just because I was really into the trendy size of the smaller 25. If I had let this go, I think I would have majorly regretted it. And I say that this was a big lesson learned for me in the sense that I would have let this go not because I didn't love it anymore or not because it wasn't useful in my lifestyle, but just because I was just getting swept up in the hype of the popular size that I thought this just didn't look right. So I'd say never ever sell something just because it feels a little bit less trendy at the time. If it is a piece that you truly love, you will get over that temporary phase of thinking that you might not be into it. Maybe it's just me, maybe you guys are all wiser than me, but yeah, I had a few months there when I felt like letting this go because I thought I didn't love it. But after owning those size 25 Birkins that I was chasing so much, I realized I really actually appreciate the size 30, and I'm so glad that I still have this one in my collection. And next we have my Chanel Square Mini in the black lambskin leather with the light gold hardware. I bought this back in 2016 and used it so much. I used it for every single thing. This is such a versatile bag. It transitions beautifully from day to evening. It is black and gold, so it goes with so many outfits. It's just overall a very versatile bag. And even though it's a mini bag, it can fit all my essentials. And I've talked about this so many times on my channel at this point that I don't even have to explain anymore. But more recently, as I'm getting a little bit older, I started thinking that it might look a little bit too young for me. I don't know, it's such a cutesy bag that I thought when I'm in my 40s and my 50s, I'm in my 30s at the moment. So in my mind, I feel like I can get away with wearing a cutesy bag for the next few years. But when I'm in my 40s and my 50s, I just feel like maybe this is just gonna look a little bit too cute and too juvenile for me in a few years when I'm a little bit older. And adding to that, I ended up getting a mini Kelly in the exact same color combination, the black with the gold hardware, a couple of years ago. So when I got this, I started using this one a lot more that it almost replaced my mini square flap. So the square flap started to feel really redundant in my collection, and I thought when I get older, the mini Kelly is going to be a little bit more of a classy looking bag that I can use when I'm much older, whereas the square mini is just gonna be something that I don't really use anymore. So I really thought about letting this go, but I'm so glad I kept it because one, the prices keep going up that if I want to add something like this back in my collection, it's gonna cost me like triple the price of what I paid for this in 2016. I believe I paid just over $3,000 for this, and I know they retail for somewhere around 8,000 Australian dollars at the moment. And two, you guys know that I have my baby girl now, so when she's, say, a teenager, I would love to hand this down to her. I feel like it'll be such a cute first designer bag for my baby girl. So for those couple of reasons, I am so glad that I kept this in my collection, and I still get to use this occasionally when I feel like the outfit looks nicer with a Chanel aesthetic as opposed to carrying a mini Kelly, even though they're exactly in the same color combination. So I'll still keep using this whenever I feel like it, and this is definitely a piece that I'm planning on handing down to my daughter. So that is it for those 5 items. I'm also planning on bringing back my Curate Your Collection series. I started this series a couple of years ago, did about 5 or 6 episodes of it, where I ask you guys to email me your list of handbags, and if you're in the process of downsizing, curating, or editing your collection, I would love to be a part of it and give my opinions, what you should let go, what you should keep, what you should add to your collection, and we can get all you guys' opinions as well. I have a whole playlist of these videos, so I'll leave it up above and in the description section below if you want to check it out. But I really want to bring back this series. I've only done a few episodes and then I stopped because I just got so busy and I lost the track of all your emails, and the series kind of dwindled and it kind of, you know, died a bit of a death. But I really want to bring it back. So if you guys have collections where you want to curate and you want my opinions and our community's opinions, then please send me an email. I would love to bring it back. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today. And I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys.